What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I am going to be showing you guys two items that had arrived at my door this morning. So basically these two items that I'm going to show you are VHS tapes, even though we don't really use them anymore. But they are part of my collection. Let's just move the camera down a bit. There we go. So before I show you guys these two items, I know some people will probably laugh at me for getting those, but I will be providing some reasoning as to why I had bought them. But if you guys haven't seen the video that I made about me getting the items, just to shut my brain up about it, it's pretty much done the same thing with the two items that I had bought, because my brain was like, you've got to get those items because they are extremely rare and you won't be able to get them if someone buys them. And then I'm like, I don't really need it. I don't need it. It's kind of like from SpongeBob where he says, I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. But anyway, so that's just what was going on with me. Same thing like what I got with the Deputation VHS tape. So everyone, I am now going to be showing you these two items. So, without further ado, let's begin showing you them. So the first one I'm going to show you is My Little Mini-Vid, Thomas and Friends. So, I had one of these before, but then my mum broke it. And then we got a second one of these, but I think I still got it, but it's in my attic or loft, whatever you want to call it. But I can't be asked to get it out because it's probably in the lot where it's just hard to get to. So this is my third get on My Little Mini-Vid. So the VHS tape, something that looks like this. So this is something that I have had, and my mum broke it, and then we got it second time. So this is actually my first, no, sorry, my bad. My third get, though. So this is actually the first series with Thomas and Friends. I can't speak. So the first series of Thomas and Friends, and the narrator was Ringo Starr. And if you guys didn't know, Ringo Starr was actually the narrator of Thomas and Friends, and not just like in the Beatles. And I honestly think Ringo Starr was actually great in narrating Thomas and Friends. And there's actually a fun fact to it. He first declined narrating the series of Thomas and Friends, but ever since the people showed him the Railway series books, then Ringo Starr decided that he would narrate Thomas and Friends with his name in it because he thought it was quite interesting. So anyways, I'll show you more about this VHS tape before I show you the second one. So we will just look in the back. So you've got the first 4 episodes right here. You probably can't see it that well. Yeah, no, you can't. So the 4 episodes, you've got Thomas and Gordon, Edward and Gordon, The Sad Story of Henry, Edward and Gordon. And as most of you guys would probably know, or not, in The Sad Story of Henry, Henry refused to come out of the tunnel because it was raining. So they bricked him up, which was pretty sad. So that's my first one. Now I'm going to be showing you the second one, which has 5 episodes in it as well. So this one is My Little Mini-Vid. No. My Little Thomas and Friends video. So another VHS tape, something that looks like this. So you can see the pictures on there. It looks pretty decent as well. I think most of these pictures are like promotional material or whatever. Because if you have a look on Wikipedia, then you can literally see in one of the episodes that some were quite unused or well, you guys would know what I'm talking about exactly. And then if we look at the back, there are the 5 episodes. yeah, you really can't see it that well. Oh well. So these 5 episodes you've got Thomas's train, Thomas and the trucks, Thomas and the breakdown train, James and the coaches, and the troublesome trucks. Now, I did look in the back, and there was one mistake that I actually saw. But you can't see it that well, but I will put it up on the screen. If you have a look down on the right, near the bottom corner, you can literally see in the storytellers is Ringo Starr, and it also includes Michael Angelis. And I'm like, what? Now, I did look on Wikipedia and see the goofs in it, and they said that Michael Angelis in it. But actually, Michael Angelis was not in the first series of Thomas and Friends, because Ringo Starr was the narrator of Thomas and Friends to the first and the second series. And then Michael Angelis started narrating the series of season 3. Excuse me. And then sadly he had retired narrating Thomas and Friends in 2012. And that was the time when there was CGI Thomas and Friends. So everyone, I shall now be providing some reasoning as to why I had bought these items. But first off, before I provide reasoning, where did I get those VHS tapes? Well, I bought them off of eBay just to shut my brain up about it. And they only cost 14 quid as well, so that's not actually too bad. Yeah, so those VHS tapes are pretty much rare now, and you can't, and it's really hard to find. So everyone, let's provide the reasoning. So, number 1, childhood. Hold on, I'm going to pause this a sec. Sorry about that, my throat was not very clear, so I just had to have a drink of water. But anyways, childhood. So as you guys probably know, or don't know, that Thomas and Friends is actually my childhood. And as you get all grown up, then you just look back at Thomas and Friends and you're like, oh my god, I remember this very well. Because back in my childhood, like, I used to love Thomas and Friends quite a lot. But now these days, I start playing games and then I get into Batman, Superman, Iron Man, Wolverine, and more characters that I have in my Dream Team that I'm a fan of. But if you guys haven't seen the video that I made about my Dream Team, excuse me, be sure to check it out. So that is something that I will not forget in my life, is the childhood of Thomas and Friends. And I think it is quite good as well. But even though I'm not into Thomas and Friends much though, but like, I only watch a little bit of clips of it just as my memory. And that's pretty much okay. As people will probably laugh and say, lol, you love Thomas and Friends, but I'm sure they had a childhood just like that. And that is something that you should respect, though. And now, number 2, I miss the old Thomas and Friends. So, Thomas and Friends was originally like in, well, whatever you call it, like models or what, though. And I thought they were pretty much decent. But then, ever since CGI, it just started to become, I don't know, it just started to become downhill. But even though Michael Angelis was still narrating Thomas and Friends until 2012, but then it was starting to become downhill. Yeah, so the old Thomas and Friends is not going to be the same. Because, as you guys know this, and it's pretty much sad, Michael Angelis, 4 years ago, had sadly passed away from heart attack. So rest in peace to Michael Angelis. And I think he was definitely the best narrator for Thomas and Friends. Well, actually, let's just rank on the 2 narrators for Thomas and Friends, like the best. So this is my opinion, so you can agree or disagree if you want to. First best narrator of Thomas and Friends, Ringo Starr. So you guys know he was part of the Beatles and not just the narrator of Thomas and Friends. And second, obviously, Michael Angelis. Now, Michael Angelis was quite an underrated actor though, but he did make some appearances, but not as much, like in Casualty, or I don't know, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm saying Michael Angelis is underrated actor, but he's just best known for narrating Thomas and Friends till season 3 until season 13 or 12, I believe. Well, I don't really know, but I know he retired in 2012. But CGI Thomas is not as good in my opinion, but I just prefer the old ones, you know, with the models. So I do miss the old days of Thomas and Friends and how it used to be. So I just pretty much miss the old Thomas and Friends. And I don't think there's anything else I can say now, folks. I don't know if I've forgotten what to say, but I might have. But if I have, then oh well. Anyways, that's all I've got for you folks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day and night to you all. Peace out. Underwater.